Welcome to the Aspencade Mountain Scenic Railway. This is update 5 on my portable model railroad set of videos. And as you can hear it, trains are finally running on the Aspencade Mountain Scenic Railway. First thing on the update is that, as you can see from the title, I have a name for my railroad. Aspencade is actually the name of a motorcycle that's named after a motorcycle rally that's in a town in the mountains of New Mexico. And special thing about the town is they have a lot of aspen trees and pine trees, and I really like, I just like the sound of the name personally, and I really like the look of the pine trees and aspen trees together. So I think I'm going to try for something like that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find a fall backdrop for that type of scenery, but I'm going to try for it. As you can see from this shot, you can see where how the twice around loop works. Got the little Bachmann steamer steaming away there. Got Jedediah, engineer number 1 there playing. He has to learn how to be careful. But train has to go twice around, single main line. This main line is fictional of the Union Pacific main line / ex Denver and Rio Grande main line, or it could even be the Burlington Northern Santa Fe. But it's a fictional, the branch line on this railroad is going to be a fictional tourist line, and it's going to be set somewhere in either New Mexico, Colorado, maybe even Utah or Wyoming. The location really doesn't matter because it is a fictional railroad. Looks like we got either some dirty track or that's what it was. But I've been running trains on this loop for hours and hours in different directions. Haven't had a lot of derailments, a couple of small derailments, all like on the joiners where it joined back together. I don't know if you can tell, but this is a different room. We moved. We had to find a better place to live, and we certainly did, and we got a bigger train room. The other room where originally all my previous videos were shot, the wall was like right here, and I had about a 24-inch walkway. Now I have all this space. I can even put another table over here and maybe start working on a Fremo module or something over there. But I finally got with a track all wired up underneath. I used for the wiring, I don't think I have any in here, but I used a little, basically they're called barrier strips, but you can get them from Lowe's or Home Depot, and then you cut them up and use them to tie your feeds down in. I don't know if there'll be enough light to see underneath the layout what they look like. There's one of them right there, and you can see I used household wall plugs to connect the two sections of the layout together. It's just an idea I had because I know that since I'm active duty military, I'm gonna have to move a lot, and even when I PCS home at the end of my time in the military, you know, I want this layout to be intact. And as you'll notice, this layout is completely intact. Nothing on this layout was destroyed or hurt. I just took the bolts out at each end and separated the two halves. They're 8 foot long by 30 inches wide, and they fit into most modern apartments. Some of the older houses, you might have trouble getting through the narrower doors. One idea I had was to use this old dresser for my communications cabinet for all my DCC. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to have like all my DCC, I'm going to have like a panel in here where all my wiring will be screwed down to the panel so I can access it, pull it out and work on it easily. And then I'll have a plug coming from out of the back that I'll just be able to plug into the layout, and then I'll just be able to plug my command wire in from there into the layout. So that's the layout. I've been working on this track over here, working on this passing siding. There's going to be one more track, get a little bit wider shot, one more track here, so this way the branch line will be able to run around between these two tracks. This will be a run around track, and come up here. There'll be, the engine will stop over here. That'll be the end of the run around track, and then the branch line will cross over and go through the backdrop at this point to a mining scene on the other side. Yes, and my first Central Valley turnout that I built on a curve is working great. The points aren't actually to NMRA standards. They're kind of close for NMRA standards, but I haven't had any locomotives or cars derail on the switch. Honestly, it's treated me pretty well, and I've had them running in both directions. So, but that's pretty much it for the layout. This is my new messy workbench room. Of tools and stuff up there, and all my models and stuff will be on that side. Workbench, computer where I can upload all my videos. I have a small update to the motive power roster. The first locomotive, if you've watched any of my videos before, hopefully you've seen the video of the Athearn ready to roll veterans unit. This is the veterans unit I did the video on when I was riding on the Capital Limited train. Really nice locomotive, and since I'm in the Army, I just wanted to pick one of these up because it was just kind of really special to me. It's got the, see if it'll focus. Salutes our veterans. America's Railroad salutes our veterans on the side. Come on, focus there, camera. Alright. So yeah, got that locomotive. This comes in DCC only, or no, DC only. You have to install the DCC and sound yourself. You can only get it from the Amtrak store. The regular paint schemes in this one, the Heritage 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, all run about $100, $90 maybe if you could get a discount or something. All run about $100, maybe even a little bit more. This was $145 on the Amtrak website. I just checked the other day. I think there's about 110 of them left. There's only 800 made. So that's a really nice piece to pick up. And I don't think anybody ever made a veterans unit before. There's some custom pieces that sometimes you'll see on eBay, but runs really smooth for not a Genesis model. This is a ready to roll, Athearn ready to roll. Really smooth, and really impressed with the nice detail, crisp paint detailing, tinted windows. I don't know if you can see it. They got windshield wipers. There you go, windshield wipers. Headlight and ditch lights work. Scale size McHenry coupler. Really crisp lettering there. You can see the Beech Grove on the side. That's the name of this locomotive. Not all these vents are actually see-through, but they kind of have the perception of being see-through because of the way they're colored. The fan is got the nice see-through etched metal fan on the top. It's pretty nice. You can see the detail on the back. The next locomotive, I got this locomotive. This is a MTH ST70 Ace. I got this locomotive off of eBay as part of a deal. Guy was selling it, and he gave me a package deal on this locomotive. It was used secondhand, but I was excited about it because I've always wanted to get an MTH locomotive and try out MTH locomotives. And this locomotive, the detail on this locomotive is amazing. Like, I'm super impressed with the detail on this locomotive. You got all the safety tread, MU hoses, It did come with proto couplers and I replaced them, but the couplers that it came with suck. So I'm going to have to get some KD 158s to put on there. The fan. I don't know if you can tell from the video, but you can actually blow on the fan and it moves. I think that's cool. But really nice crisp detailing. I really love this engine. I'm having a problem with it though. It kind of goes and stops and goes and stops. So I might make a video on that problem next and upload that video next. I already talked to MTH and they told me what I should, the next step in troubleshooting it. But I got this engine for a little over $200, and it came with a Digitrax Zephyr and some Walther's RD4 6-pack of cars. So I think I got a deal, even though there seems to be something slightly wrong with it. One way or another, I'm going to get it working. I'm really excited about having this. The main idea for my layout is, number one, it's a portable layout. And it's got to be reconfigurable so that I can put it in any size room. And also, on my layout, I want to create the perception of, like, if you live in a small mountain town where there's some big UP trains running by, maybe some double stacks, some auto racks, coal trains, maybe some tank trains, maybe some special trains, like with some military equipment going to war or something, or maybe a fresh shipment of equipment from Caterpillar, just all different kinds of stuff. Because my perception of railroading is, like, when you're rail fanning, you might be you're stationary at one point and you're watching the trains go by on the track. You might be able to learn that a certain train number goes by every day, but, like, you don't always know what's in every car and where it's going everywhere in the world. So, like, just the perception of trains running by a town on a regular basis on some kind of regular schedule, that's the kind of railroad that I'm trying to create. I feel like there's a realism in that that's not really captured in model railroading that much. Most model railroading seems to be more focused on either detail or just operations, like switching and stuff. I like switching and I like details, but I love seeing trains go by, real trains on the track. So I want my layout to kind of mirror that idea, and that's what I'm shooting for. I just want to have a lot of different trains, and I'm going to have staging areas connected up to my layout so that I can just run different trains by. And then I'm going to have the branch line, which is a fictional tourist railroad. And since it's a fictional tourist railroad, I can run any piece of steam equipment on there I want, any passenger car, any diesel equipment, anything. It doesn't matter. I'm even going to probably have like I might have like a run date where I do like a rail fest and have equipment from other real tourist railroads come to my railroad. I'm starting to collect. I want to collect trains that I have actually ridden on. That's a thing that I'm very interested in. I'd like to collect trains that I've ridden on. That's why I got this. I haven't ridden behind the veterans unit, but I rode on an Amtrak Superliner, so I got a Superliner diner car. It's a little beat up, so Walther's, but I'm gonna come up with a Superliner train because I rode on a Superliner train. I'd eventually like to get the Cache number 5, because I rode in the cab of number 5 at one point, and my hometown is near Strasburg Railroad, so I'd like to get me a Strasburg Railroad train. I'm working on that. These are extremely hard to find. If anybody has any Strasburg Railroad cars for sale of this, like the later run, then I'm willing to send you some money for them, PayPal, whatever. I think I already got, this is the Marion car number 88, so I already got 88. But if there's any other cars that anybody has, maybe you bought it because it was cool, but you'd like to get rid of it for some money, I can help you out there if anybody has any. And I got the little Bachmann that you saw earlier running around, this Bachmann 260, because this is a really close replica of the Strasburg 89, locomotive, which is a Canadian national locomotive that runs on the Strasbourg Railroad. So that's going to be my Strasbourg train. But Athearn, MTH, Walther's Proto 2000 is the last locomotive. I got this locomotive because I really wanted an SD9. I don't know what, for some reason I just started looking at pictures and I really started liking the high hood or the high nose look, and I just really like the look of these, and they're about the size of a Jeep, but it's a 12-wheel.
Yeah, come. L to stay. Mom. Two.